All right, new Harry Potter show. Let's talk about some of the casting choices.
Expecto Patronum!
Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving my casting for the Harry Potter HBO television show. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Harry Potter is my all-time favorite franchise of all time. Like, I love it. I love the books by J.K. Rowling. I love the films. Fantastic Beasts movies, I love a lot of the video games. I love Hogwarts Legacy. I am just in love with the world of the wizarding world of Harry Potter. I just love it. I love it so much. I'm very excited for the show. I'm very nervous too because we live in the modern era, and we're getting some of these like casting people. Like, we're getting some of these actors that are being announced that are maybe going to be the roles, and they are not looking that good. And I'm like, oh dear Lord, stop. Do not modernize Harry Potter. Just stick to the books, stick to the source material, and you're going to have a good show because the writing in the books are fantastic. So I don't know why they would want to change it drastically. So whatever, but I thought I'd be a fun little thing to make a video of who would I cast as these characters in the Harry Potter show. This is completely just my opinion, my fan-made kind of casting. Like, a lot of people are not going to agree with a lot of these, which is fine. This is just a fun video. If you guys don't agree, you want to give your choices, let me know in the comments below. This is like a fun little list I thought I'd do, and yeah, let's just have fun with this. I'm not going to do anything for the kids because I think they all should be new actors. I think the trio of Ron, Harry, and Hermione should be all new actors, just like they did when the original film came out. I think they all should be very new actors. These kid actors, no kid actors that have been tempted and poisoned by Hollywood yet. Just fresh new blood, really good, talented young actors. That's for all the young cast, even Draco Malfoy, Finnegan, Seamus, Neville, all of them. All new actors, even Fred and George. Brand new actors. Get them on there. I'm going to be going into more of all the adults, like the professors and the parents and the villains. Those are the ones I'm going to give my little fan choices. And again, you might not agree with it, but it's just like a fun thing. I could see them playing these roles. And if these were all if this was the whole cast, I would be fine with it. Some people would have an issue, but I would love it. That's why it's my choice. And the thing is, I'm putting the original three in the casting. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. I'm putting them in certain roles that it's going to be a little shocking. They're never going to be in the show. They might, but I don't think they're ever going to be. I thought it would be a little fun thing to put the original trio, in the casting. So let's just start. I'm going to go with the headmaster first of Albus Dumbledore. I'm going Charles Dance. Mr. Tywin Lannister. You're going to see a lot of Game of Thrones actors on this list, but I think Charles Dance is a phenomenal actor. He's a very Shakespearean actor. And I know the biggest argument everyone's going to say is he plays villains a lot. Yes, but he can play here. If you've ever seen Charles Dance talk in real life, he's so elegant the way he speaks. He's such a nice guy the way he's allegedly a very nice guy. And it's called acting. He can play villains and heroes too. I know everyone's going to always think of him as Tywin Lannister, but no, he can play heroes too. And he really has the stature for Albus Dumbledore. And I think he has the presence and the commanding presence of Dumbledore. Because Dumbledore is a very likable character, but he's also a very intimidating character because he's one of the most powerful sorcerers in all of Hogwarts and all of Harry Potter and stuff. So I think Charles Dance can really bring a lot to that role. And we all know he's a compelling actor, so I'd love to see Charles Dance as Dumbledore. Now I'm going Rubeus Hagrid. And I'm going Mark Addy. Yes, another Game of Thrones actor. Robert Baratheon. But he's also a very comedic actor. We've seen him in like the show Still Standing. We've seen him in The Full Monty. And a lot of comedic roles Mark Addy's played in. He's a very British comedian guy, but he's also been a very serious actor, as we've seen him in Game of Thrones, and we've seen him with big beards, and he's a bigger gentleman, and Hagrid is a half giant. So I think Mark Addy can bring some of the comedy, but also bring a very good performance and a very, again, commanding presence on the screen. And I think Mark Addy can played a fantastic Hagrid, and I would love to see him. Because Mark Addy seems also like a very likable, charming guy, so I think Mark Addy would crush it as Hagrid. Snape now. This is one of the most important and crucial roles in Harry Potter. Everyone's saying it should be Adam Driver, and I agree, it should be. Adam Driver fucking looks like him. He looks like Alan Rickman. He looks like Snape in the books. He's a great actor. Why not Adam Driver? It won't be Adam Driver. It's not going to be. But I'd love to see it. He looks just like the role, and he's a fantastic actor. But this is why it's a fan cast, but I'd love to see Adam Driver play the role of Severus Snape. I don't know if he might be too famous for it, because I don't know if he'd commit to a television show, but who knows. All right, McGonagall. Minerva McGonagall. Another Game of Thrones actress. Michelle Fairley. Lady Catelyn. I'd love to see her play the role of McGonagall. Again, McGonagall, very powerful witch, very commanding presence, but she also has so much charm and likability and lovability. And we've seen that love in Game of Thrones, playing this loving mother to her children of the Stark family. And I think she can crush the role of McGonagall. I really think. Obviously, Maggie Smith was amazing as McGonagall, but I think Michelle Fairley can do a very good job too. So, Michelle Fairley. Now, the first season, the villain is Professor Quirrell. So who's going to be Quirrell? I got Martin Freeman as Professor Quirrell. Bilbo Baggins. Martin Freeman doesn't play villains a lot, but I know he can do it. He looks like Quirrell too. He has the voice very similar to Professor Quirrell, so I think Martin Freeman can crush it. And I don't know if Martin Freeman would want to commit to a show for that many seasons, like 7 seasons. So as a 1-season villain, I think Martin Freeman would do it. And I could see him as Quirrell. I really could. I think he can do a great job. And in season 2, will be Chamber of Secrets. So we're going to get Professor Lockhart. And I went with Sam Claflin for this. I think Sam Claflin could do a great job. We've seen him in Hunger Games. He's very good looking. He's very charming. I think he can play a character who's completely full of himself. And him as Gilderoy Lockhart, I think would do a great job. Again, big shoes to fill with Kenneth Branagh. But I think Sam Claflin can do it. I think you need a young, very good-looking young actor to do it. So I think Sam Claflin would be a great choice. I'm going to go with the Marauders. The 4 Marauders. My God, I can't talk. So we got James Potter. We got Peter Pettigrew, Sirius Black, and Lupin. Professor R.J. Lupin. Remus Lupin. So let's start with Lupin. I'm going Richard Madden. Richard Madden from Game of Thrones. I think he could crush the role of Lupin. Put a lot of scars on his face with the werewolf and stuff. Richard Madden's a phenomenal actor. And I think he can play a very troubled man. He's a likable character, but he's so troubled with he doesn't want to show the inner demons in him because the werewolf in him he can't control. I think he can play that role so well. I think Richard Madden as Lupin is great. Sirius Black, I'm going Ben Barnes. I think Ben Barnes looks like Sirius Black. I think Ben Barnes does have a lot of talent. Sadly, we don't always see that talent, but I think Ben Barnes can crush the role of Sirius Black. I'd love to see him as Sirius Black. And James Potter, I'm going Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson can play the role of James. James is not like, I think he can do this role too because Aaron Taylor Johnson is a very big actor now, but James is a role that's mostly he's going to be in like flashbacks, so he doesn't have to do a shit ton of episodes. So I think Aaron Taylor Johnson could definitely be up for the role. And now this is going to be an interesting one. Peter Pettigrew, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter himself. The reason I'm going Daniel Radcliffe is because Daniel Radcliffe has been doing these like more villainous roles. Like watch him in Lost City and Horns. And he's played a lot of weird roles like Victor Frankenstein and Swiss Army Man. Like he's played like these super weird, creepy roles. I think he can play the role of Peter Pettigrew super well. And it would be interesting to see him like he played the boy who lived of Harry Potter, and then he plays the most despicable character of Peter Pettigrew. I think that transition just would be amazing. So I'd love to see Daniel Radcliffe play Peter Pettigrew. And then Lily Lily James Potter. I'm going with Karen Gillan from obviously Nebula and the Jumanji movies. Super likable. She's beautiful, and you can see these people, these men, and why they fall in love with her if Karen Gillan plays her. So, Karen Gillan. I have Karen Gillan. All right, who's next? Mad-Eye Moody. I'm going Jared Harris for Mad-Eye Moody. Jared Harris is a fantastic actor. He can really play like a really crazed character like Mad-Eye Moody, but also a very likable, crazy character. I think Jared Harris is a talent. I think he's an underrated actor, and I think he can crush the role of Mad-Eye Moody. Dolores Umbridge, the bitch herself. I'm going with the strange choice. I'm going Maggie Gyllenhaal. Maggie Gyllenhaal is very beautiful, and I would love to see Dolores Umbridge be played by like an older, beautiful woman, and then you just think she's sweet and innocent, but then she opens her mouth and she's just this heinous of a person. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal could really portray that very well. Play the role like she's this very sweet, beautiful woman, and then she's just this fucking conniving bitch. And I think Maggie Gyllenhaal can really pull it off. So that's why I'm picking Maggie Gyllenhaal. All right, Rita Skeeter, Emma Watson. Yeah, I want all of the trio to play like antagonist characters. And again, Rita Skeeter, she'll probably come in like season 3 and season 4. She won't be a very big character. And again, it's the opposite of Hermione Granger. So Hermione Granger hated Rita Skeeter, especially in the books. You should see the shit she does to her in the books. So having Emma Watson play Rita Skeeter just sounds amazing. And I know everyone's like, get J.K. Rowling to play her, but no. Emma Watson would be a lot funnier, and I'd love to see that. All right, now we're going with Professor Trelawney. I'm going Eva Green. Eva Green, she's much older. Everyone says Bellatrix Lestrange, but I think she's too old to play Bellatrix Lestrange now. I think when Harry Potter movies came out, Eva Green would have been maybe even better choice than Helena Bonham Carter. But Eva Green's like in her late 40s now. She does play like very weird, wacky characters, so I think Trelawney would be a really cool character for Eva Green to play. Now we're going with the Dursleys. Obviously Dudley, get a new actor. But Vernon, I'm going Hugh Bonneville from Paddington. Hugh Bonneville is a great actor. He's very funny. He's very goofy. And I think he can pull that mustache off. And I think he'd be a great Vernon. Petunia is Olivia Colman. I'm going to get Olivia Colman to play Petunia. Olivia Colman is amazing at playing very bitchy characters. So I think she can crush the role. Now the Malfoys. I'm going to go to the Malfoys now. Draco, new actor. Lucius Malfoy, Dan Stevens. I think Dan Stevens could crush Lucius Malfoy. Get him, like his hair doesn't have to be like super long, but like pretty long. He like puts it in a ponytail or something. Dan Stevens, like we've seen him in like The Guest and other like shows. He can play such rotten characters very, very well, and he's a damn great actor. So I think Dan Stevens can crush the role of Lucius Malfoy. And Narcissa Malfoy, I'm gonna go with Lily James. I think Lily James is a very talented actress, and I think she can play off Dan Stevens very well. So I love to see her as Narcissa Malfoy. All right, Greyback, one of the most monstrous characters. I'm going Rupert Grint, Ron Weasley. I wanted the trio to all play villains. Rupert Grint is a big guy, like he's a tall dude, and I would love if they just put all the makeup on him and you don't know it's him. Like, his Greyback is fucked up looking, and put makeup on Rupert Grint, and even, like, buzz his head, and make him unrecognizable. And it'd just be a fun little Easter egg that, like, that's Ron Weasley. I would love to see it. Again, none of this is going to happen, but I'd love to see it. Now, speaking of the Weasleys, Molly Weasley, I'm going Elizabeth Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen is just such a loving character, and I'd love to see her play the role of Molly Weasley. And I know everyone's thinking she's too young, but I'm like, no, she's actually in her, like, late 30s. A lot of people don't know, a lot of the actors that play the roles of the parents in the movies are actually too old. They're all, like, in their 40s and 50s, and the roles are actually, like, in their 30s. Like, even Sirius Black is in his 30s, but Gary Oldman was, like, in his late 40s playing the role. So, I think younger actors should play the parents. And I think Elizabeth Olsen would crush the role of Molly. And Arthur, John Bradley. Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones. He's just like this lovable guy, and I think the two of them would work off each other very well. Now we're going Ollivander. Very small role, but I think he can crush it. Michael Sheen. Michael Sheen. We've seen him in like Good Omens and stuff. He's very much like an Ollivander in that show, so I think Michael Sheen would be a fantastic Ollivander. Then we got Cornelius Fudge, piece of shit. I'm going Doctor Who himself, Peter Capaldi. I think Peter Capaldi would play an amazing Cornelius Fudge. He would crush it. And Kingsley, I'm going Djimon Hounsou. Djimon Hounsou is fantastic. I think he can play Kingsley very well. Another funny one, Filch. I got Michael Rooker as Filch. I think Michael Rooker is just this grumpy, miserable character, and he plays those characters so well, so it would just be fun to have him as Filch. And the very last one that I have casting, the Dark Lord himself, Voldemort. I got Cillian Murphy. I know a lot of people have been theorizing Cillian Murphy as the Dark Lord. I think he was born to play that role. We've seen him in like Red Eye and the Dark Knight movies. He can play villainous characters, and he looks like Voldemort too. I think he can crush the role. So, Cillian Murphy as Voldemort. Fuck yeah. So yeah, that was my little fan casting of the Harry Potter HBO series cast. None of this is going to happen. Maybe some of them, but it was just a fun little thing to do. If this cast was all announced as these characters, I'd be happy with it. Well, what about you? What do you think of my casting? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Who would you change? Give me your theories. Give me your castings in the comments below. Comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.